I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and you found the Sales Hunter podcast. This is your weekly sales kickoff. It's 9 a.m. in the East, 6 a.m. here in Seattle. What are we talking about? Talking about your circle of influence. Proximity is power. Hey, how valuable to you is the circle of those closest to you? How valuable would you say you are to them? I'm not talking about your friends, your family. No, I'm talking about advisors, mentors, mastermind peers, the circle of those who you have around you who you'll quickly determine your potential, both short-term and long-term. Simply put, proximity is power, and the show begins right now.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter Podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
Hey, this episode is brought to you by How to Get a Meeting with Anyone Mastermind Group. It's where elite sellers learn audacious, proven strategies to land impossible meetings with their dream clients. It's created by Stu Heineck, the Wall Street Journal cartoonist, who AMA named the father of contact marketing. You can join now at getameetingmastermind.com. We'll put a link in the show notes. Spots are limited. Okay, let's unpack this because I said proximity is power. This morning, I'm going to show you how you can have 3 circles that you need to create that by the end of the show, I'm going to show you a little bonus piece as to how to take that to the next level. Okay, so let's start unpacking this. I'm really pumped on this one because, hey, here's the deal. I want you to first start by making a list of 5 people who have had the greatest impact in your life. Make a list of the 5 people who you've had the greatest impact on. Now, I'm not looking for them to overlap 100%. Not at all. Not at all. Now, you probably have got kids or family members on your list, and that's fine. You probably have had a huge impact on them, and maybe they've had a huge impact on you. But more than likely, it's more personal. We're talking more professional here. Now, look at that list of 5 and ask yourself this question. How have they impacted you, and how have you impacted them? Now, do the same exercise and expand it to 10. It's going to push you a little bit further because, again, what you're trying to determine is who are those people who you can truly impact and who can impact you. Now, I can't help but think of several people in my advisory circle. These are people who 10 years ago, I didn't even know. But today, they're critical parts of my life. You see, as the relationships have grown with these couple of individuals that I'm thinking of, it's amazing how opportunities have arisen. I've been able to steer business towards them and steer other relationships towards them, and they've been able to do the same for me. You see, collectively, it's made me a better person, and I think I've made them a better person. That's what we're talking about here, because this is your circle of influence. Now, see, a key part of your advisory circle is knowing each one of them well enough to allow you to know how you can help them. See, this was key. These people I met, it took me a while to really get to know them. But as you take the time to develop a relationship, you're going to realize that they're looking for ways to also help you. It's a natural reciprocal process. You see, I can't help but think of my mom and Jim Rohn. My mom was always telling me, be careful who you play with at school today. And if I ever got hanging around with a friend that she didn't deem a good friend, she'd quickly pull me away from them. You know, it's interesting because Jim Rohn has a great line. He says that, you'll become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It really does prove the myth that our moms are really correct. Okay, now let's talk about these 3 circles that I tease you with at the beginning of the show. First one is your mastermind. This is 4 to 7 people who help hold you accountable and you help hold them accountable. Now, this is going to require transparency. It's going to require a tremendous amount of openness, and it's going to require authenticity. These people are not going to come quickly into your circles. It's not like you just go out on LinkedIn and grab people. No, you got to really kind of know them really well. But each person in this group needs to feel the same way about each other. In other words, all of you in this group need to know each other. And what happens is you're going to wind up becoming a very close-knit family. Now, I'll unpack each of these here in just a bit. I'm just trying to give you a top perspective here. Now, your second group, This is a group up to 25 people that you can have. And you want to connect with these people. Try to connect with them on a monthly basis. Hey, one of those people is right now on checking in, Larry Levine. You're right. You are part of my inner circle. Thank you so much for joining us live here at 6 a.m. Seattle time. Anyway, hey, back to the deal here. I'm talking about 25 people who you connect with monthly, and you understand their expertise, and you know their objectives from a top line perspective, and they understand yours. These are people who may be knowledge experts. They may be connectors of people. They may be referral sources. Now, they don't have to be all three. It's interesting when I mentioned the other two people. One of them happens to be part of my mastermind group, and one of them happens to be part of this second group. You see, many of the people in this group are also going to know other people in your circle. That's fine, but it's not imperative that they know everybody. Okay, your third circle, your third group. This is up to 100 people, but I don't really suggest getting to 100. I like to hold it down around 70, 75. The reason being is because when you take this third group of 70 or 75, you add it to the other group of 25, you add it to the other group of 4, you got a little over 100 people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But here's the whole thing. Now, these are people who may one day be part of your really tight 25. They may be one day be there. But you maybe have only recently met them, or maybe you do know them. Now, these are people who you really are better off knowing them, and they're probably better off knowing you. Now, again, they may have the ability to have a tremendous amount of knowledge. They may have referral sources for you, or they may just be great people who, you know what? You just want to make sure that you stay on their radar screen and you keep them on your radar screen. This is great. These are the three circles. Now, how do I stay in touch with each of these three? Okay, let's go back and unpack this some more. The group of 7. These are the people who you know well, and you really are communicating with them well. I have a very tight mastermind group. We text message continuously. Now, do we meet? Well, this is what's interesting is we're stretched across the country from California on the West Coast all the way to North Carolina on the East Coast. So we get together, 3-4 times a year by way of a Zoom call for several hours. And we get together in person 1 to 2 times a year. Now, you sit there and say 1 to 2, yeah, that takes some time and that takes some money. But see, what we have deemed is that the value of the 6 of us, there are 6 of us in this group, it's well worth spending the money and the time to connect because of the value that comes out of the mastermind, the collective knowledge. I'm going to challenge you. If you don't have a mastermind group, you need to form one. If you're looking for help on that, reach out to me, message me. I'll give you some ideas. I'll give you some pointers. And in my book, A Mind for Sales, I do talk about it in terms of strategies and ideas as to how to create a mastermind group. Okay, the group of 25. Okay, now, these are ones who I really intentionally, I got to reach out to at least twice a quarter. I try monthly, but I can't always do it. Now, the beauty of these people is that I'm also connected with them on LinkedIn. So from time to time, we're going to see each other's feed. We're going to see each other's posts, and that's great. Now, these 25 people, from time to time, I may be engaging with them in a project or something. Terrific. That's outstanding. So I may be communicating with them on a weekly basis for a month or two, and then it kind of goes dark, and that's okay. But these are 25 people who I know that, you know what, there's a benefit for all of us here. Yes. Okay, the third group. I strive to connect with these people. This is that group of 75 to 100. I strive to connect with this group once a quarter. Now, in order for me to do this, I have to admit, I have to be deliberate. I have a list that I maintain so that I can just kind of do a check mark as to when I've touched base with them. Now, some of these people I may run into at conferences or events or whatever. I happen to live in Dallas, so yeah, some of them are in the Dallas area, so I may see them at a function. But I want to make sure that I'm connected with them because, again, these are people who I'm going to probably run across a referral or two that I can send their way. There may be a piece of information that I need to learn. There's one person in my group 75 who is an absolute master at a certain technology. And there's been several times that I've reached out to him and I've said, "Hey, can we get together for lunch?" He happens to live in Dallas, and I'm able to do that. You see, these are resources that are incredibly valuable to you. You see, here's the thing. You gotta have these circles. It's going to be so easy with AI taking over that we say, "Oh, we don't need these." No, 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 no. The key to all of this is realizing that we as humans are communal in nature. We play better together. It's why I say sales is not a solo activity. Rather, it's a team sport. And we want to do everything possible to be playing on a strong team. This is why I say you've got to create these 3 circles. If you create these 3 circles, I can assure you that your level of success is going to be significantly greater in 5 years than it is today. Oh, 5 years. You want to take that long? Yeah, it is. Because again, it's going to take time. They always say that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time is today. So get started. Like I said, people in my circle, I would never have achieved the level of success that I've been able to achieve without the relationships I've been able to develop in these 3 circles. You see, I want to make it my mission, and I do make it my mission, that my weekly goal is to improve at least one person's life in one of these circles each week. You see, it's serving first. When you serve first, it's amazing how it eventually comes back to you. And you know what? I don't care if it doesn't. It's just going to make me feel better. And I'm going to know that I'm fulfilling what my task is, and that is to help others. Okay, now, I told you I wanted to show you how to supercharge all this. And hey, I want to help you connect with more people. Now, you might be saying, "Mark, I don't even know enough people to be able to make that list." Okay. I'm going to share with you a strategy that I did. The exact strategy I did when I moved to Dallas just a little less than 4 years ago. When I moved to Dallas about 4 years ago, I really didn't know too many people. I had some client relationships and with a few clients, and I knew some speaker friends. I do a lot of speaking, so I knew some speaker friends, but that was about it. And I knew that I needed to expand my network. Hey, Alan, thanks so much for checking in. Love it. I'm glad you're liking it. And hey, that's my goal, to bring you live content every week. So hey, here's the deal. Okay, I moved to Dallas and I knew I had to expand it. So what I did was I said, I got to create a list. I've got to create a list of 100 people who I want to meet. I went ahead and said, I'm going to be audacious. I had on my list Mark Cuban, Ross Perot Jr., and Jerry Jones. Yeah, I did. And a whole lot of other people. I said, why not dream big? And I started calling a few of the people that I did know and say, hey, want to get together for coffee or lunch? Nobody turned me down. I did. And what's interesting is, as I share with them kind of my objective to meet people, they would in turn connect me with other people. It was very interesting, but 4 years later, my dance card is full. Now, what's interesting is a fair number of those meetings I've had along the way never materialized. Never really, kind of a one-off meeting. But a number of them did. Like I said, they introduced me to other people. Like I said, my dance card is full. Now, have I met Jerry, Mark, or Ross? No, I haven't. But I've sure met a lot of other people along the way. I can't recommend this strategy enough. So regardless, build your list of people who you want to connect with. And then as you meet with them, begin saying, what circle? Again, probably that circle of 25 or that circle of 75. And then you begin to say, from that, maybe I begin forming my mastermind. You see, your objective this week is simple. It's start building your circles. And you do that by start building your dream list of people who you want to meet in your community. The sooner you start, the sooner you're going to reap the rewards. Your life will never be the same because of the relationships you have. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. This is the Weekly Sales Kickoff episode, part of the Sales Hunter podcast. Each week you get 2 episodes, one like this every Monday morning live, and the second one on Wednesdays, where we drop a deep dive subject matter expert interview. Do me a favor. Leave me a review on your favorite podcast app. And of course, make sure you're subscribing to it so you catch all of the episodes. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Center. Great selling.